Hello, everyone. This is Phew for the first time in eternities, and yeah, I'm back. I used to have a few videos on here. Um, wasn't too big, kind of dropped out for a while, but now I'm back. And as you can see by the screen, and as you can see by the title, we are going to be playing Terraria. Except we're not going to be playing Terraria. We're going to be building in Terraria. Because recently, I have picked up a bit of a fondness for builders and such. Like, people who build really cool things are really inspiring to me, I'll be honest. And today, I decided, hey, what if you try and do builds? And I thought, that'll be great. So, fair warning, don't expect anything too grand out of these, because I don't have enough skill to truly make them grand. But while we're here, I've decided to attempt to make an NPC house for every single one of the NPCs that you can get as of 1.4. So, I'm going to be going through those, I'm going to be doing what I can, and this is certainly going to be split into multiple videos, so I think I'll just link the other videos when they come out, because I don't really want to exhaust myself on this, if that makes sense. Because I would like to keep motivation for this going, because I do want to start the channel up in its entirety again, because that's always a fun thing to do. Alright, so one of the first things that we need to figure out are what are the goals for this build. Now, I've done some researching into as much lore about the guide as I could find, and there isn't very much of the guide or any other NPC really, so I'm gonna have to be making a bit of this up. But as far as I can tell, the community has generally agreed that the guide is under the either is or was under the influence of this cult at one point in time, and is using all of his resources to either work against them or aid them. Now, there isn't enough information to make a call either way, but I'm going to make the call that he's working against them, because I would hate to think that our good friend the guide is working against us like that. So, we will need to make a build that shows that he knows what the heck he's doing, that kind of, just shows that he knows stuff, because where else would he get this information that he would be feeding to you whenever you ask him for tips? So that's number one. Give him books, give him knowledge. He seems like a pretty nice guy. And two, just to kind of like try and tie that cultish part of it back into it, I'm gonna try and slot kind of the secret room into his house, maybe a bit of an Easter egg. Other than that, it should be a fairly simple house for a seemingly simple man. So this shouldn't be too out of the water, if that makes sense, of a normal house, except for that extra room. So, with our goals in mind, let's get to it. Alrighty, so here's how I'm going to start trying to lay out the basic framework for the house. I do start by trying to get two Dynasty wood platforms up by the trees. And at first I thought it would be a good idea to kind of put the platforms on the trees and just have overhangs supported by them. But then I realized that it wouldn't, the two blocks, the tree and the Dynasty would not mesh, and two, it would completely kind of destroy the out-of-water thing that I was going for, however cool it might be. So I'm going to pocket that idea for another day, but I went ahead and cut those trees down. And then I just start trying to build the foundation for the house. Alright, so I went ahead and put some walls on this house, just connecting all of the platforms, and I decided, all out of boreal wood, and I decided to fill in the foundation with some blue dungeon wall painted gray, as well as some boreal beams painted gray. I think that adds a bit of a nicer look to this framework. Alright, and then I didn't actually take another video for a while, so I'm sorry about that. But I did do a lot of extra things when it came to the house. First of all, I replaced all of the walls with stone slabs, just because I thought that added a bit of nicer variety. In the upper room, I added some platforms with books on them to kind of bring out the bookiness as well as a sofa and fireplace for him to relax at, because that seems like something a simple man would enjoy. Down below, we have just a dining room with a nice painting in the background. And below the stairs, we have a bookshelf that has a little switch above it that's supposed to be like representing a hidden book kind of thing. And it gives you access to this hidden room. Now, I made this hidden room out of blue tile wall painted deep orange, I believe, and has a couple of beam columns in the background that are burial columns painted deep blue, if I'm not mistaken. Either deep blue or black, I can't remember right now. And that gives you access to the alchemy table, the bewitching table, and a cauldron, as well as a couple of chests up in that corner, so that you can store your herbs and other worldly spices and such. So I think that is all a nice addition. The roof needs a bit of work, though, which is what I'm going to get to next. Alright, so for the last stage of the build, I just had a few finishing touches to add after the, inside of the building. I added a few burial beams in the main house, just to kind of act as supports, and to divide where is supposed to be where, because there aren't any doors to tell you that themselves. And then I added some kind of barred windows out of fences. I think they look pretty good. I didn't want to do normal glass, just for something a little bit different at least. And up above, I had some red dynasty shingle roofs. I tried to curve the left side up a little bit faster, just so it could make it to its location in time. And on top, I had a little bit more of a traditional thing with a chimney that the fireplace would go to. So yeah, I think this will finish the guide build. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It doesn't look perfect, but it is pretty darn good in my opinion. So if you guys have any advice, any suggestions on how I could improve this, or any build tips in general, really, make sure that you comment down below. And if you want to see more builds like this, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and like this video so you can share it with others. And with that, have a wonderful day, guys.